Yeah, I took it out for granted. I was looking out for family. I was looking out the fastest. I was coming out the baddest. I was cooking, I was trapping. I was looking for the balance. I was looking through the basket. Now my stomach looked the fattest. Big old buckets full of carrots like my enemy. Still, I can't see how this can happen. I saw a friend in need. I just can't turn around and go back with shit that meant to leave. I just can't turn around and look backwards, there ain't shit to see. I bumped my head so many times, I done seen so many signs. I done dreamed so many lies, I done seen so many eyes. Somebody prayed for the one grave, when you done seen so many die. Stack that money up for the rain, when you done seen so many drown. I got these pictures stuck when they told me, no, I know I can't give a fuck.
We going back to the old me. Mic check, microphone check. Hey, what it do? Well, it is me, BearFeezie. I am back. I'm back, man, with another episode. Up early on Sunday. Staying active. You know, they say discipline is even when you don't feel like doing it. You already have plans. You already know what, you know what I mean? You already know what the goal is. You already know what you're trying to do. So you do it anyway. So, be disciplined, man. Really, I already know what the plan is. I already know what the goal is. And stick to it. It ain't about what you feel. It ain't about, being inspired, being motivated. Because that comes and it goes. Sometimes you up, sometimes you down, sometimes you're in your feelings. Sometimes sometimes you got a lot of motivation. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're sick. Sometimes you're sad. Sometimes you're mad. And I really just say all that to say, man, it's time for you to wake your ugly ass up. Let's get out of bed and work on some of these ideas that you got stuck inside your head. Even though it's still dark outside, you're officially live at 5:55 with the God. Just like that, man, this is another episode where you get your motivation, morning inspiration, daily words of encouragement, and I am BearFeezie. This is episode 181. And today I'm live on Instagram and TikTok. I'm live on the Talk Instagram. And a book. And the tool. So I'm really getting active today. Really get active today, man. And that's the goal, man. You gotta stay active if you really want it. Your efforts will show. If you really want to accomplish something, your efforts will show. A lot of times we wish and we hope, man, but the efforts never follow. We never follow through with the efforts. We never put the practice in. We never put the grind in. We just wishing like, man, I can't wait. Well, you're gonna be waiting because you're not preparing it. You're not preparing yourself. You're not building it. And, so that's just waiting. You can't just wait for a home. And you don't never put the groundwork. You don't never set the foundation, get the windows installed. You waiting for the dream home and you never, contact the contractor. You never got the roof guy. You know what I mean? You never got the guys that put in the windows. You just waiting. Hey, so you really gotta set it up, man, and you really gotta get active if that's what you want. A lot of time we wishing and hoping for some shit and that ain't what you've been working toward though. You've been chilling. You know what I mean? It's been on your mind, but it ain't in your grind. So that's what it's about, man. And you got to understand too, man, that practice, that it's all practice until you get to the big leagues, until you actually, you practicing, you trying to get it right. Sometimes you gotta practice in public, depending on what you're trying to do. Sometimes you gotta practice in the dark. Don't nobody see it. Won't nobody see it. See it. What I'm trying to do, is inspire the world. So I gotta practice on all these different platforms. I gotta be out. And I gotta look silly a little bit sometimes because I'm trying to impact the world in the best way that I know how. And that's using my voice. So I gotta get on camera and say and and do and be and learn how to make eye contact and try to think of something inspiring and read and improve my vocabulary. I gotta do all these different things, in between time. This is my practice. You know what I mean? You may have to study. You may have to, you may have to research. You may have to practice a whole different. You probably got to do something else. But it's gonna take time and effort in the dark where you don't really get applauded. You don't really get the applause. You don't really get the eyes and the hoorays and the cheers. It's just in the dark. Don't nobody really see it until you pop out and they be like, dang, he just jumped on the scene. He was, all of a sudden he was just big, but they don't see the grind in the background. They don't see when you was waking up early and staying up late. A lot of that is not seen, and we want to be celebrated, but the world don't see that. So, the graduation is only once. That's like 2 hours. When you graduate and then you elevate to that next level, you finally got the slip. They don't see the hours of the study and the homework and the research and the and the staying up late and doing the work and looking up and writing and crumbling up the paper and having to start over from scratch. And they don't see the years of that behind the scene. The graduation just 2 hours. They give you a paper and then you got to get back to the grind again. Once you get the paper to put on your wall, you got to get back to the grind. So yeah, man, the grind don't stop. The grind do not stop, man. You really have to want it. Cause cause you would quit. If it ain't something that you love to do, if it ain't something that you really want, that you're passionate about, all those years behind the scene that nobody gets to apply, that nobody gets to recognize really, you'll give up. And a lot of times, most of the time, you don't get paid for those hours. You don't get, there's no income for that. You gotta get a job. You gotta go to work and then get off and then continue to dream behind the scenes. Or, somebody gotta sponsor it. Somebody have to fund it. You have to you gotta be broke and live off somebody else's dime. So you gotta kind of submit. You gotta respect their rules and their boundaries and and still grind. And still so it comes it comes with a lot, man. I don't want you to it's not easy. But what I really want to say this morning, man, I had a couple things. I hope this registers with someone. Because with the blessing, man, the more you are blessed, man, the more responsibility that it comes with. And so a lot of times we get the gift and it's natural to us. That, a gift most of the time is you're naturally inclined. You're naturally just better than most people at it. It just comes natural to it. It's something that most people will have to work and discipline and practice a lot for. You're naturally just better. And that's your gift. It just comes with you. You're naturally stronger. You're naturally just smarter. You catch on quick. It just show you one time and you already have it down pat. Or you can just do it better. Some people can just do it better and it just comes natural to them. I didn't have to practice for this. I didn't have to, I didn't have to earn it. God just gave it to me. And with that comes a responsibility. Because if you don't, maintain it and improve it and work on it, somebody that really wants it will get, what you feel like you should have because they worked on it. They will get the position that you feel like you're entitled to because they worked. They will, they will skip you in the line because they kept working on it. They stayed dedicated. They, they really wanted it and you didn't get it because, it came easy to you. And that's just an example, but what I'm saying, man, is that to whom much is given, just as much is required. And so a lot of times, man, we're really in fortunate situations. We're really, blessed in a lot of different scenarios, man. It's just like, and what made me thinking about this, man, is I just, just think about my life and how far I've came and the situation that I'm in, and a lot of times I want a lot more, but I just recognize that I'm really blessed, man. I'm really fortunate. I just came through a lot of different struggles since birth. I never meeting my birth parents, just never seeing my birth mother's face. Just, my birth parents just being drug addicts and just coming up through the ghetto, just living through the projects, just never catching a prison sentence, just never catching any type of felony case. Just my children, just never meeting my actual family. And I escaped that. I escaped all of that and to become the man I am today. And then even the life I live today, man, just a lot of people that's fortunate just being able to come home to my children, just a lot of stuff. I'm like, damn. A lot of people don't get this experience in life. You know what I mean? A lot of folks don't get to make all the mistakes and still come out unscratched. A lot of people don't get to, make the mistakes and live through it and just skip a lot of the phases that, the odds are stacked against. It just don't work like that. They don't get the experience and to be able to teach and to be able to, it just it didn't work out like that for them. So So a lot of times when I pray, I just thank God for my mindset. Thank God for just the position that I'm in, my vision. I'm just very thankful and grateful for it all. The struggles, the lessons, the blessings, it's just a lot that comes with it. But to whom much is given, much is required, man. And I gotta go just as hard. I have to grind. I have to motivate. And lately, I haven't been able to sleep because I work a weird schedule at my job, and when I get off, man, I'm just antsy. I'm just really just hungry. I'm just thinking of the next play, thinking of the next. How can I just got to do it. I got to do this. I got to do that. And a lot of times, so I got to do better with planning. So I know my step by step. But just here lately in the last 2 weeks, I just can't sleep. You know what I mean? I think it's called restless. Restlessness. I believe is what it's called. But it just can't. I just got a lot of just inspired. I have a lot of aspirations, and it gets to me sometimes. Like, man, I have to. And that's a good thing, just to feel that way. But you got to do it. If you really want it, you will really work on it. So you have to be careful on who you surround yourself with and who you're next to. You got to be mindful of your pastime. You got to be mindful of what you do when you're not, when you're not working. You got to be mindful of all these things that you surround yourself with because you have plans. You have something that you really want to do. So you got to really invest time into it. There is no chill time. There is no rest time. Or the rest time, the chill time is minimum. Because your plans hopefully are just so big. Your goals hopefully are just so big. Your dream, if that's what you want to call it, is just so big, man. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of execution, a lot of step by step, a lot of real minor things that unfortunately you got to get done, man. And you have to have, and that's your fun. That's the shit that you like to do, improving. That's what you like to do is get better. So that takes time. It takes time to continue to get better, continue to work on it. And you gotta be satisfied with that. You gotta be satisfied with just getting better like that, man. I'm just spending time doing this. So, be careful of who you surround yourself with, because everybody is not on that same path that you're on. Everybody is not doing that what you want to do. So you can't. Because if you hang around the wrong people, you'll get drawn into that, to what they do, whatever it is, chilling, not doing nothing. And I'm gonna tell this little story. I'm gonna get off, man. A lot of people don't know, but when I grew up, I'm still real good friends with them. We just don't talk as much. But I grew up, man, with Will. Will got a hit song called My Dougie, and he like my brother, and his family is like my family. And I remember growing up, being over his house. Will is originally from New Orleans, and if you know anybody from New Orleans, they talk how they talk, and they and the accent that they have in New Orleans. And me always being over his house, I just used to find myself talking like I'm from New Orleans, I'm from Texas, I'm from Dallas. And, it's just funny because I wasn't intentionally trying to talk like them, but everybody around me is talking like that. I'm saying, yeah, and what's that? And I'm talking like that, and but then when I leave, I'm not. But when I'm in this environment, I'm just talking like Will and his grandma and his mama. Everybody just talk like that. And I just told that quick story just to say, you got to be careful. You don't intentionally try to, try to do what they do. But when everybody around you is doing it, you become it. It's just a natural adapt, the way folks adapt. And the phrase goes, man, if you hang around shit long enough, you start smelling like it. And so, man, you got these other plans that you're trying to do. You got this other dreams and aspirations that you're trying to become, that you're trying to live up to. But because this is the environment that you're in, it has to be something that feeds that feeds you. It has to be something that assists you on your journey. Because if not, you'll just get sucked in and you'll become whatever you hang around, whatever the guys are doing, whatever the clique is doing, whatever the people who you're around daily does. You just naturally start doing it. And all the shit that you wanted to do is thrown out the window. All the shit that you wanted to become is thrown out the window. And the shit that you want to do becomes, I should have done this. I could have did this. I wish I would have done this. Time passed and you didn't pursue it properly, consistently. You did not become disciplined. And the person that did, they went on. And you had the same opportunity because you had the same 24 hours. Because you had the same goals, but you did not have the same work ethic. So stay true to you. In order to do that, man, you may have to be alone sometimes. You may got to be alone most of the time. I do know whatever you do, whatever you want to do with your life, man, you got to do more than just hope for it and wish for it. You really got to work on it. You really got to get it from your head to your legs, because it's in your thoughts. You're thinking about it all the time. But you got to get it from your head to your legs and put the work in, put the daily effort in. If you really want to be successful, you got to do more than act like it. You have to work like it. I am BearFeezie. This has been another episode. Put the grind in, man. Keep practicing, keep improving, keep getting better, and you will make it. Peace.